Tonight on A Shock in the Dark, I have a very special treat. Not only did I travel to Jerome, Arizona yesterday to bring you tonight's story, but last night, as I am here on location sitting in this hotel, in fact, the same room where this letter from tonight takes place, I caught actual paranormal activity on video. Yep. Never would have guessed that in a million years that I would capture something paranormal on video, but here we are. Something completely unexplainable happened to me in the hotel last night, and I'll absolutely play it for you so you can see it and judge it for yourself. There could be a reason for what happened, but the video is 100% real. Everything you see on the video just happened. You'll see the video from my room last night. It's right after tonight's story. Our letter from tonight takes place here in Jerome, Arizona. Hi, A Shock in the Dark. I just discovered your show about a month ago, and in an amazing coincidence, it was about a week later my girlfriend and I had a paranormal experience. That's what this email is about. My name is Mark, and my girlfriend is Sandy. Both of us love to watch all those paranormal investigation shows like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures. Oh man, have you seen that show? I think it might be on Netflix. It's called Haunted, and people tell their paranormal stories. Sandy and I love that show. That's our favorite. Anyway, me and Sandy were hanging out in our apartment. We live in Las Vegas, and we were watching a rerun of Ghost Adventures, the one where Zach Bagans almost gets crushed to death by the elevator. And then I realized that hotel is not far from where I live. I mean, it's drivable, like maybe a 5-hour drive or something. So I surprised my girlfriend. We both had an upcoming weekend off, so I booked a room at that hotel and we drove down to Jerome, Arizona. I told Sandy on the way down where we were going, and she was nervous about it at first, but I think she was more focused on the fact that I had taken some initiative and done something romantic, so I was all good. And by the way, once you get through the desert, what a beautiful drive. It's like something out of a car commercial, all these twisty turns through some amazing mountains covered in natural forest. Well, eventually we get to the hotel. Apparently, all the ghosts are in room 35, but fate handed us room 27. This hotel is super old. The phone at the front desk is one of those switchboards where you have to pull the plug out and plug it into another hole to answer the phone. And the elevator is the kind that has the retractable gate. You have to use your room key to turn on the elevator. And this little buzzer comes on when it starts, like you're traveling back in time or something. I don't know too much about the history of the hotel, but I know it was originally a hospital, and I think it was built in the 20s or something. So me and my girlfriend, we check in, threw our bags in our room, and we went exploring around the hotel. By the way, I should mention, the staff at this hotel, super, super nice. There's a garage at the hotel that has some really nice cars. I'm not a car guy, but I'm guessing they're some kind of fancy cars from around the 30s, maybe like a Rolls Royce or a Cadillac or something. And the restaurant in the hotel is actually excellent. The restaurant is called the Asylum. I guess this hotel doesn't shy away from its hospital past or haunted present. Now, me and Sandy are not ghost hunters at all, and we really just thought it would be cool to stay at that hotel because we saw it on TV, and I thought, well, this is drivable, and maybe it'll be romantic. We had really no thoughts of ghosts or anything in our head when we were driving up or walking around the hotel, but eventually we made it back to our room, and the weirdness started. Like I said, we literally just threw our bags on the bed and left to go exploring. That's as much time as we had spent in the room, but when we got back to the room, the dress that had been packed in my girlfriend's backpack was all laid out neatly on the bed. Like she had put it there because she was gonna, take a shower or something and then wear it. The only thing I could think of was, and I know this sounds stupid, but the only thing I could think of was like maybe It's something like a turn-down service, like a maid comes to your room and turns down your blankets and covers on the bed in the evening and lays out some clothes. But my rational brain knew that any hotel staff is not going to go through your bags and lay out one item of clothing. I picked up the phone in the room, which doesn't have a dial or buttons on it or anything. It's just one of those old-fashioned phones, and when you pick it up, it goes straight to the front desk. And I asked the guy down there, had anybody been in our room? He said no and asked me if anything was missing. I asked Sandy, she said no, and after a quick glance through my bag, I told him no, I think somebody just laid a dress out on our bed. And he said, yeah, sometimes weird stuff happens, but I wouldn't worry about it. And he assured us we would be fine. Okay. There was a door that went to a balcony in the back of the room. We checked that out, and yeah, it was properly locked, so what else could we do? We decided to ignore it. We were pretty tired from the long drive up, and so though it was only about 10 o'clock, we thought we would go to bed early that night. I ended up waking up suddenly in the middle of the night because I heard the sound of little feet, like out in the hallway. And it was just dawning on me that who would let their kid run around in a hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning when I heard it again, the sound of a kid running around quickly. But this time I realized that was inside our room. The sound of little feet running from right around where the door was to the hallway, over to the left side of the bed, where the bathroom door is, on the right corner of the room. That scared the living Shasta out of me. I turned on the light real quick. My girlfriend was grumpy and asking me what's going on. I didn't want to tell her what was happening, so I just made the excuse that I had to go to the bathroom and needed to turn on the light. I took that opportunity to check out the room and under the bed and in the bathroom just to make sure there wasn't an actual child in the room, and of course there wasn't. I turned off the light, got back into bed, but I did not sleep at all again that night. The next day, we went exploring around the town. Sandy got a tattoo. We ate some great food at the hotel restaurant again. And we slept there that night again and had no issue at all. But here's the kicker. We had been driving back home for a couple of hours when I decided I should tell Sandy about what I experienced in the hotel room that night. I wanted to kind of ease into it, to not scare her, not alarm her, not worry her. So I just said, hey, that was crazy how your dress was laid out on the bed like that, huh? She's kind of staring out the passenger side window and nonchalantly says, yeah, but that was nothing compared to that kid running around the room all night. True story, Shock. I'm telling you, true story. Check it out for yourself. If you don't believe me, it is the Jerome Grand Hotel in Jerome, Arizona. Thanks for taking the time to read this. Mark and Sandy, Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, thanks, Mark, and thanks, Sandy. I should mention that is exactly where I am right now, room 27 at the Jerome Grand Hotel. And I filmed something last night, even though I thought I would never, ever, ever film a paranormal event. I mean, that just sounds crazy, right? Well, I did it. And this is not some mind-blowing ghostly apparition or shadow person or any kind of jump scare kind of thing. You might think it's very unimpressive. But if you think about what happens in this video, which you'll see everything that happened just as I saw it, when you think about what happens in this video, it's at least deeply weird. I'll describe to you exactly what happened, then I'll just show you the raw footage. You can make your own conclusion. So I checked into the Jerome Grand last night. I went to bed pretty early. I kept my phone nearby and a flashlight. I can't help it. I'm a wimp, and after reading that email from Mark, I just wanted to be prepared just in case. So Somewhere around 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3:30, possibly 4, I'm asleep in room 27, just where this ladder took place, when I woke up because some kid was running down the hallway. And I'm laying there with my eyes open in the dark. And then I remember that letter from Mark saying a kid was running down the hallway. And then I distinctly hear the sound of a child running through my room, just like Mark's email said. That's when I grab my phone and push record on it, and that's what you'll see. That's the moment. Once I heard that kid running outside the hotel room, then heard the kid running through the room, boom, started recording. Then I turn on the flashlight. You'll see what happens. There's a sound. It's like a whoosh, maybe a breath. It sounds like somebody's maybe swinging a golf club or something. Anyway, that sound you hear is not me. It's nothing I did. Then I turn on the flashlight. Nobody's in the room. Now, I know just because I looked at the time on my phone that it's 3:30 in the morning that all took place. And even when I go into the data of the video I filmed, it shows the time as 3:28 a.m. But it wasn't until later that I noticed the clock in the room on the video says 7:30, which I'm looking at that same clock right now, and the time is correct. I mean, it's off by like 2 minutes. So I don't know why the clock says that time. I don't know what was happening in the room, but just pay careful attention to this. Turn up the volume, and you will hear that the room is absolutely silent. Then there's that loud thump. You heard the whoosh or whatever. And then the unexplainable thing happens. Keep in mind, I'm not a ghost hunter. I've never even once posted a video of any kind of ghost or paranormal activity in my life. I'm on this road trip alone. I don't know a single soul in this city. So here you go. This is what happened last night from the moment I started filming to the moment I shut the camera off. Okay. There it is. Make of it what you will. Something I just noticed. I have to actually turn the faucet off. I mean, I have to turn the handle a good bit to turn the water off, which means something had to turn the handle on. Just keep in mind, I don't post paranormal videos. That's not what I do. I just tell stories. So this was a weird one, man. Got no explanation. I'm staying here again tonight, and I'll update this video should anything else happen. Until then, the Shock in the Dark tour of the United States continues as your letters dictate our journey. Next week, maybe I'll be where you are. Support the channel. Keep me alive, please. Just do one of the things, maybe two, maybe all of them. Write a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Share this with a friend. Write your own paranormal story that happened to you and send it in. Do all of them. In the meantime, this is your narrator. Good night, wherever and whoever you are.